Speed Tour. This is a new model in heads lineup, 97 square inches, 305 grams, still a pretty thick beam. 23 standard speed beam. I have Adam who's tried it with me. Adam, first impressions of this, first time we hit this, it is factory strong. First feeling.
Yeah, it feels good actually. 97 square inch. As you said, it's a thicker beam than I would have expected probably, but it still felt quite comfortable. Bit of pocketing actually. It felt really comfortable. It felt like a head, which I say that in a good way. Feels like a lot of their other lines. Not the most whippy of rackets, maybe because of the weight, maybe because of, you know, just the thicker beam, but good racket. I didn't get the most spin with it, but I got easy depth, which I think a lot of players are looking for nowadays, getting that nice penetrating shot. Yeah, good looking racket too. I think I've never been a huge fan of the Speedline, but this in person actually, I think they did a really good job this year.
Yeah, it's an interesting frame. The thickness for a 97 is kind of irking you a bit in the beginning. Probably you will get used to it. It has more power than you'd think for a 97, thanks to the stiff beam and the thick beam. High bore layup. I guess the pattern is a lot denser than the MP, because otherwise it has similar playability to the MP. Obviously 5 grams. It's in between the Pro and the MP. So I think the playability is probably in the between as well. Maybe a bit more power than the Pro and a bit more control than the MP. Something like that. So in the middle. But yeah, we like it, but we're not like super sold yet. It needs to convince us. Maybe a string change will do it.
Right.
Okay, so I also got to play with the new Head Speed Tour. Honestly, I'm not sure if there's a necessity for it, because with the 16-19 pattern with smaller head, like the launch angle is lower than with the MP, but at the same time it's like not as controlled as the Pro. Also, I felt like the sweet spot was a bit smaller, so honestly, all in all, I feel like there's not much gain in terms of maneuverability, but not really more control, not really more spin. So it's a good racket, but I feel like there's not really a necessity for it. So for me, it was a good racket, but I didn't enjoy it so much as I thought I would.
All right, fellow tennis nerds, and we've had now the third or fourth hit with the new Head Speed Tour. These are our first impressions. I hope you're well back there. We have been struggling with weather, but now we're on the court, me and Adam. And this racket has been growing on us. What has been your opinions now with the string change and everything?
As you mentioned, we changed the string. It's a lot heavier now, I would say. It's 130 and it's
Lynx Tour, yeah.
Lynx Tour. And it's a noticeable difference. You wouldn't believe it, but it changed the racket really, because then starting to get some grip on the ball, I guess, compared to the Hawk Touch that was on it before. And it just really, it did everything well. There's not one thing that I found that I was disappointed in. You know, I didn't get the most power, most spin, but I got really, really good control. And the ball went where I kind of wanted it to go. And it just felt really comfortable as well. Like, I think we compared it to the Gravity Tour, and I just gelled with this one better.
Yeah, it had less like flex and dwell time in the string bed, which on the Gravity maybe sails the ball a little bit at times, like you lose that. This one had more of a crisp, direct feel, so the ball goes where you hit it. Right?
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Even with this string, like this string, we didn't go with the highest intention. We went like 50 pounds overall, but it's a stiff string, and the 130, it's going to be even stiffer. So we did play a little bit of a gamble there, but compared to Hawk Touch, which was the original string, this one grabbed the ball much better, more control, more dependable feel. It just felt like a great racket all around, like for control and also for some power, some spin. Don't expect a huge amount. It is still a control racket, like head style, but with a bit more pop than a Radical, you know.
Right. I think the first day we started out saying we don't know who this racket is for. I think the answer is it's going to be for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because it does everything well. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm now a little bit like retracting my thoughts that we had in our first impressions published for the members, that it was like a racket that had some like erratic responses at times. Maybe was the string a little bit, to be fair, and now with the dialed-in string, no added weight, but obviously 130 gauge Lynx Tour is going to add a bunch of swing weight. Now it's 331.5 strung, which for both of us is something we kind of like, so that was not really an issue.
Right, it just goes to show what a string change can do on rackets. So
okay, Speed Tour test 3, I think we're on day 3. New strings, better or worse?
better. Yeah, every day gets better. Just I get more used to it. The different shape and size of the racket. These strings, Head Lynx Tour 130 16 gauge, really complement it well. The ball gets a little more bite than before the prior tests. you know, the takeaway for me is, I guess, easy depth. You know, I'm not getting the most spin. I guess they're not the fastest shots, right? Would you agree?
Yeah. It's still like a relatively flexible racket. It feels kind of reminiscent to the Gravity Tour. A little bit more dependable, I feel like, with the string bed. It's pretty controlled.
Right.
But it's not going to give you like loads of power. Like you have to expect that this is kind of a control racket with a bit better power than some, like than a Radical, for example. It's a bit more powerful than Radical, but it's in that family kind of.
I would agree. Yeah, and it feels really good. Like I feel like I can hit every shot in the book with it, which is a good feeling, and that's why we said, you know, for playing points, I think it's great. You know, it does what you tell it to do, and a geared string like this one is a good idea.
Yeah, I felt like with Hawk Touch, it wasn't quite grabbing the ball, and now you have a little bit more bite and a little bit more last second dip in top spin.
Yeah.
So that's what you need. So yeah, a solid racket. It's growing on us. I think it's a racket that you need to give some time. It's not a 5 minutes and you put it in the bag. It's you're gonna have to put in a few sessions, and we're like on a number of sessions in, and we like it.
Agreed. Yeah, it's trending in the right direction.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, really good one. I think a lot of people will want to try this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not everyone is going to be enthused. You saw Christian's opinions. He was not really sure where this would be placed. Maybe it's also due to not testing it like more than once. You need to give rackets more time. But I'm sure there will be various different opinions. But we've definitely changed and like become more happy with the racket the more we played. First impressions were good, but not like wow. And now we're getting closer to like this is a great racket kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks, Adam, for testing. We're going to hit some more before he goes back to the States. So, Head Speed Tour, it seems to have a valid space in the Head Racket Compass, and happy to keep testing it. Very good all-rounder, I would say.
Yep.